robots don't really do that much. To be of use, we have to fit them with some kind of end effector or tool. In this example, I've taken the ped welder that we mechanised earlier by moving the lower anvil up towards the upper anvil and placing a tool centre point in the middle of that gap. Just to remind ourselves, we also set some home positions, an open and a closed position, and we limited the movement to 4 inches in this particular case. So this is now a device, and we've inserted it as a resource. It's not a product. It was a product when it was just a CAD assembly, but now that we put a mechanism with joints on it, it's now a resource, and we can attach it and use it in operations. I'm now going to insert another resource, and this time I'm going to bring in a weld gun. In this case, the weld guns are again located in a catalogue, a predefined library of mechanisms, and we'll just take this simple weld gun here, and I'll just show you that like the ped welder, it also has specified positions, 3 positions, home 1, 2 and 3, which operate the gun to different extents. And this is predefined when the gun designer put this into the catalogue. And lastly, we've got our robot. So at the end of the robot, where we mount the end effector, is some kind of mounting point or mounting plate. You can see it in grey here. Robot dressing is the process of placing an end effector or attaching an end effector onto a robot. We see that here. But if we look closely, we'll see that actually the weld gun is 90 degrees out of position because the original geometry as designed wasn't this orientation. So using the compass tool, I'm just going to apply an 180 degree rotation, and now the robot is correctly dressed. And I can now move the robot using its job mechanisms, or later on we'll program it. I'll just undo that just to show that anything that is a device can be attached, or snapped is what we're actually doing here, snapped to a robot. In this case, let's slap the ped welder to the robot. It's a bit silly, but you can see it's done. You can see the origin of the base frame of the ped welder, the yellow area. And now if we go into robot control, as we move the ped welder, and you'll notice that the compass is snapped to the tool center point. Okay, that's the key thing, that's the key reason why we have the tool center point, is so that we can then use it in positioning systems. And we'll just see in a short while that this goes into, or has gone into a singularity. We'll stop at that point.